white snow, red sky, reach up for so high, blue eyes, fake cry, beware of the fox tonight. The cold feet.
Alrighty. Welcome back to another episode of NOVAtazz Automotive Podcast. And this is Season 4, Episode 34. And let's see what we got for you this week. Hi, Miss Formy. Hi, Big E. Welcome to the live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can't, please let me know down in chat. Get this ball rolling. Let's get chatbot set up so that way you guys can do your gambling thing that you guys do oh so well. I also need to pop out my chat so I can see it at all times. Running a little bit behind schedule today. I might end up letting the doggo out if he behaves. Alright, okay, so it looks like CloudBot's working just fine. Miss Formy, where's Chris at? Could you use him tonight? I do not know who I will have as co-host tonight. I know Kat's not showing up, which, she doesn't have to be here every week. Appreciate it when she is. See what the standings are for loyalty here. See, we got Justin first. Jesse is in second still. Then Kat, then Chris, then Brad, then you, Big E, and then Miss Formy. Maybe he needs a little pokey poke. I'll send him a message, but he wasn't here last week either, I don't think. Maybe he was. Ooh. I might have put a little bit too much Jolly Rancher juice mix in that. There you go. There's your clue for later. So, I'm at a big oopsie today, which you guys in chat, in the Facebook chat, or if you're part of the community on Facebook, would have gotten a link. I went through and made a whole ass video today. Well, edited a whole ass video today, only to realize that after I had finished it and rendered it, and I went to go look for a picture for the thumbnail, that the footage that I thought I lost or that I thought I didn't record, I found it. So I got to edit the whole beginning of the video, and I might just go back through and do a once over the rest of the video again. Just in case, but yeah, I found my footage. I must have deleted it at some point by accident. Thankfully, I have a backup on Google, and it was sitting in there. So thankfully, I was able to pull it off of the Google Photos, and I downloaded it. So we'll see how it works. Should be just fine. But anyway, that was my mistake of the day. I have not gotten a chance to do the dash at all. Worked all week. Basically had no freaking energy after work. Several times I fell asleep for a little while. Thought I was going to have some time on Friday. Ended up having to work on Friday. And Luca came home Friday afternoon, so there was really no time for me to go out to the garage because Jess had to go to sleep because she had to go into work at midnight. In fact, she goes into work midnight tonight as well. And so she's upstairs sleeping now. She'll be awake in another hour or so to get ready for work. So I don't know when I'm going to get to the dash. I don't know if it's going to be maybe sometime this weekend, or if that's going to have to wait till next week or next weekend, but we shall see. Is kind of nervous about attempting that again, considering I did screw up the first one. I mean, but those small panels came out just fine. So I think I'm just gonna have to hunker down and do it. Make sure I give myself more than I'm probably gonna waste some fabric just giving myself too much room. But I'd rather have too much fabric than not enough. So, I mean, we'll see what we can do. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I still have t-shirts for Jess for her crystal selling business. I still have t-shirts to create for her crystal business. And I want to get to making some new stuff for the channel. I just don't know what to make. Why does it look like my camera? Do you know what it is? It's not my camera is too high. I'm too low. Let's raise the situation here just a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. I forgot when I do these live streams, I gotta raise my seat up higher. Because if I'm too low and I point the camera down to where I'm at, then you see too much floor and not enough background. And if I'm too high when I'm working on editing videos, it's uncomfortable. Hi, Chris. You need to get pop up here on screen, buddy. Oh, so yeah, Trans Am progress is slow. It's just working crazy, stupid hours. I mean, 10 hours a day at this point, 5 days a week, and Luca coming home. Like, I literally only have Friday afternoons right now. Hopefully next week will be better. Hopefully Luca won't come home until a little bit later next week. I don't know. I don't have any time to be out in the garage. And if I'm not out in the garage, I can't film. I mean, I can film stuff in here, but you know, doing the model stuff. But I can't go out in the garage and work with Luca. So that is what it is. Topic of the day. What should the topic of the day be? Be any ideas? A little strong. Woo. Sour blue raspberry. Alright, let's see. Need to put up the topic. There we go. We'll just put that one on there. I like this one because I have like everything added to it. I don't think there's anything really else that needs to go in there. Oh, is it? Maybe? Oh, it is. The one, the only. Chris. Except for I'm hearing myself in the echo, so there's two of us. Yeah, well, we got two of us now.
It's craft service.
You gotta turn down the volume on the live stream. Oh.
You ever decides the hook?
Huh? Oh, what, your headphones? So how's Edith and Bertha?
Emily?
You there? Nope. We lost him. I guess it's either Edith or Bertha didn't like that comment. So we're gonna guess that Chris is gonna be in and out. All right, well, we'll wait for him to come back and I'll pop him back in. Gotta upgrade his Ethernet on that freaking truck, man. So yeah, I understand. It's a truck. It's moving. It's gonna go in and out of service, but doesn't mean I can't tease him about it. So let's see. Still need a topic, guys. I know they released the new Mustang slash Camaro copy. I think that's what everybody's rolling with that I've seen. I mean, you've got the vacuum cleaner Charger, the Mustang that thinks it's a Camaro. Did we see a new Camaro yet? I'm not sure. Is there a new Camaro? I'm gonna have to go look this up now. And you're back.
I am, maybe now.
So, I just asked a question out in chat. We had the vacuum cleaner powered Charger that's coming out, right?
Okay.
The RC car with a sound box. We got the new Mustang that wants to be a Camaro. Is anybody know if there's a new Camaro coming out? Or have they not changed that?
I'm predicting a retired one.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to go EV. Like everyone else. I don't think they're actually going to freaking drop the muscle car. They're just going to think that they throw an electric engine in it, it's still a muscle car.
I mean, they've all already went retarded, so they got that covered.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, like I didn't like the first couple of things I seen with the new Mustang. I didn't like it, and then when people started saying that it looked like the Camaro, and I started looking at the pictures, I'm like, well, yeah, it is. It looks like a freaking Camaro. It looks like a Camaro with a different front bumper and rear bumper. That's what it looks like.
Well, they're all cookie cutter cars anymore.
I mean, well, at least the Mustang looked a little different, and same with the Challenger.
Yeah, in my opinion, the Challenger's the only one that nailed it as far as
Oh yeah, as far as the
retro
well,
look.
no, I
of the
like
original.
the first Mustang that came out with the retro design, the 05 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I like that one. I did not like the I don't know what they call the Mustang that's about to be retired, but the Austin Martin looking one. I didn't like that one, at least in the base models, but the GT or whatever the higher end models of that one is, those ones weren't too bad looking. Yeah, like when they put the spoilers and the ground effects kits and stuff on them, it looked pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't retro anymore, but it was decent looking. I would have to say it's kind of the same thing with the Camaro. I liked the first Camaro that came out. The second one was okay. I didn't like it after, what was it, the 2017 or 18 that came out, where they did some weird crap with the front end. I didn't like that one. Dark Horse S and R. What, the Mustangs? Not the new. No, yeah, the new one's the Dark Horse. The Camaro lookalike. But there was the one that came out before the Camaro lookalike. I don't know what that one was called. Now, if Kat was here, Kat.
The Mach EV.
What?
Definitely not the Mach EV.
No, I don't consider that a Mustang. That's an SUV. That's not a Mustang.
Yeah, that's a puke bucket.
It's the generation. It's where everyone's going. It's why Ford got rid of all of their freaking sedans, because they couldn't fit the freaking battery packages in the sedans. They can blame it on sales of sedans and crap. You can't tell me they weren't selling the shit out of Ford Focuses. I see them everywhere. You know what I mean? You can't tell me they were having trouble selling the Fusion.
Yeah, or the Taurus.
Well, the Taurus is what I do believe the Taurus is what became the Fusion, isn't it? I think
Pretty
they
much,
dropped
yeah.
the Taurus and turned it into a Fusion. No, unless I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how they dropped the Taurus name and went with a different name for the full size. You can't tell me they were having issues selling sedans and cars, because not everybody wants an SUV. You know, they did that to drop some freaking cars off their lineup so they could focus on the electric stuff they knew was coming. But yeah, I'm wondering if I mean, like I said, I know Pennsylvania is on the list, so to speak, of states that are banning gasoline engines. I know California was on that list, obviously. Most of Northeast United States was on that list. I could see why the central part of U.S. would be like, nope, because there's got too much freaking distance between places. I'm looking up that map real quick. Okay, let's see.
They're not going to go to ban it completely. I don't care how hard they try.
They can try, but the problem they're not banning gasoline engines. They're banning the sale of new ones. That's the difference. Okay, so 17 states that follow California's emission standards and might now ban gas cars that extreme weather sees electric car owners stopped from charging vehicles in the Golden State. So that's funny, yeah. They announced they're banning gasoline engines, and then I saw the freaking it was even in my Google feed. The very next article was California asking people not to charge their electric cars during peak hours, which is funny. All right. Likely. Oh, never mind. Pennsylvania's on the ones that won't. Red states are likely will. Let me get rid of this ad. So likely will go with California, Washington, Oregon, Vermont, and New York. States that maybe will follow California: New Mexico, Minnesota, Maine, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, and it looks like Maryland. Not Maryland. Not West Virginia. God damn it, brain. What's right below us? Why is my brain just not working?
Maryland, West Virginia,
It is Maryland, isn't it?
Delaware.
Why did I think Maryland was up north? Never mind. Yeah, and Maryland. And DC. States that won't ban gas cars: Colorado, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. And then everybody else is not relevant. I don't know why not relevant is a thing. Like, how is everyone else not relevant? Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says officials say the state would have to launch an entirely new rulemaking process to adopt California's changes. They were one of the maybe states. Colorado regulators who adopted California's older rules won't follow California's new ones, the administrative Democratic Governor Jared Polis said. Regulators in Pennsylvania, which only partially adopted California's older standards, says they won't automatically follow this new rule. Under Democratic Governor Tom Wolf, Pennsylvania started the regulatory process last year to fully conform to California's rules, but abandoned it. Virginia has been on the path of adopting California's rules. Minnesota auto dealers are trying to make their state's current rules and the possibility that they could tighten to incorporate California's new restrictions an issue for fall elections. I live out in the middle of nowhere and I've got police sirens. What the hell? So yeah, I don't know. Originally I thought I said that Pennsylvania was going to be. I didn't see the key though. EV registration by state. Updated in July of 2022. Okay, so states with the highest registered electric vehicles per 10,000 people. California. I need another map next to it. Let's see, we got California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Arizona, Washington, and wow, I'm Billy being stupid today. Oregon. That's on the West Coast. It's funny though, because you look at this map, it's most of the West Coast, and then it's Maryland, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Vermont. I think that's Vermont. Is it Vermont or New Hampshire? Yeah, it's Vermont. That's it. The next highest ones are Illinois, Virginia, Alabama, and Florida, and Hawaii. Then it is Maine. Oh, wait. Then it's New Hampshire. Is that Connecticut? Yeah, Connecticut. Maine, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Idaho, New Mexico, and Texas, and Alaska. The states with the least amount of electric cars are Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana. Did I say Alabama? Is Georgia before, not Alabama. Georgia was one of the higher ones. It's like the very middle of the United States has like no electric cars in it. And the electric cars are kind of like clustered around the coasts. Which is kind of funny. Alright, what happened to chat, man? Is my chat just not working today?
Closer to an operational power grid.
Huh? Well, that's...
So they're on the coast because it's closer to a higher operational power grid.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's also distance in between towns is probably a really big factor. You know,
Yep.
you got to think about
stations.
it. Yeah, why are you gonna sit here and have an electric vehicle if you don't know if you're gonna be able to even make it to the next town over? I hope YouTube's not having a freaking issue, but oh, the gamble thingy, is it not working? I haven't seen anybody use it, so I'm going to turn it off. And
I've only seen one person that tried.
I've seen Biggie, but I'm gonna turn. I thought it was working. I'm gonna turn it off, and then going to refresh. Then I'm gonna turn it on. Wait a little bit, and refresh. Normally, I do all this before I start live. I'll turn on CloudBot. I'll turn them off, turn them back on, and refresh the page before I start. But I was running, like Luca didn't even go to bed until after 8:30 today, which he's normally in bed by 8. Dinner got done late. Let's see. A man who got the new electric F-150 with the extended capacity battery got 53 miles before discharging the battery, pulling a boat. Yeah. There was that one YouTube channel. I haven't checked up on it, but they put one of them like truck bed campers on the back of it, and we're gonna try to make it up to Alaska. I don't know if they got it very far or what. Let's see. Yeah, the channel is Fast Lane Truck. So let's look that up real quick and see if they have anything new. Please don't make a bunch of noise. Good. Let's see. Fast Lane Truck. Here's the channel. That's muted. Latest upload. What's best for my Cummins diesel Ram? That doesn't help.
Power stroking.
Well, no, I'm trying to find that thing where it was talking about the EV camper. And everything here is regular trucks. I don't see the electric thing that they were talking. Driving AV Ford F-150 Lightning to the Arctic Ocean. That was 1 month ago. Did they make it? "14 hours to charge." I'd have to watch the videos, and I don't have time to, but there's one here called "We Drove as Far North as You Can. It only took 30 hours of charging." And I'm not sure where they started. But apparently they made it. But I don't know.
I guess it didn't go in the winter.
Huh?
I guess it didn't go in the winter.
I want to say not, because the view of the background of their thumbnail looks like it's still green. So their last video with the EV into Alaska was a month ago. Yeah, they're the same ones. How far can a gas and electric Ford Lightning go? That was 2 months ago. Both of them with pull behind campers.
In 1.25 miles, keep left on US 412.
Which one is that one? Chris, which one?
Edith.
That was Edith. There we go.
That was Edith.
I have to remember which one is which now. Oh, way too much mix in that. Yeah. I see that CloudBot is working again. Yeah, that's why I said I normally do that before the live stream, so that way it's all set up. You think it would just automatically work if I have it on, but no. You know,
Be in either of the two left lanes.
that's the other one, right?
No, that's still Edith.
Still Edith. But anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, it's not that I'm like, oh my god, electric vehicles are horrible. They're the bane of fucking existence. Da 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 da.
Continue on US
You know,
412.
That was Edith.
Which is hilarious because we've made no turns. She's just telling you to stay on the highway when you go by an exit ramp.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
But like I think like inner city, sure. You know, as long as you have like charging poles by the curbs or in parking garages or something like that. You know, because that would cut down on, you know, how many freaking cars, you know, like, okay. You know, taxi cabs being electric. Sure, that makes sense to me, at least a little bit. You know, I understand that they have uses, but to sit there and ban all other forms of transportation just does not make sense. You know, especially in a really, really rural area, or you know, places like that. I just and an electric vehicle doesn't suit all applications either. You know, do you really think a farm is just going to have a bunch of electric vehicles on it to do the work on the farm? I don't think so.
Not gonna happen.
I don't think it'll be profitable for farmers to do that.
Yeah, you got too much that relies on the fossil fuel industry now. I can't see them doing that right down on everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
You think about farmers, you think about all the off-road activities from.
Well, they don't give us. See, the thing is
Jeeps.
the thing is they don't care. I mean, they don't care about that stuff. They don't care about racing. They don't care about freaking, you know, recreational activities.
Water sports.
They're not going to care about any of that. I mean, they've proven it. I mean, here they are already trying to shut down any type of recreational motorsports with the EPA and you know, fighting any kind of modifications to whatever. You know? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I can't say that it's not part of my depression I've been going through for the last couple of weeks, just knowing that, you know, like my hobby, what I enjoy is under attack. You know, the thing that kind of makes me some money. I mean, I spend more money than I make currently, but could potentially, if this channel grows, could potentially make me money. You know, the thing that I went to school for, the thing that I have a passion in. I don't have a passion in, you know, electric motors. I went to school for rebuilding gas internal combustion engines. You know, that's where my passion lied. You know, or lied, whatever it is. You know, that's what I enjoy. I enjoy gasoline engines. I love the way they sound. I like the way the
Vibrate.
everything. It's an experience that I enjoy. And for someone to sit here and say that you're not allowed to enjoy it, it's now illegal, just kind of it punches you in the gut. Especially like when, okay, so it took me long enough to adopt you know, EFI, fuel injection, computers, LS engines and stuff like that. Because I was adamantly old school carburetors, big blocks, that whole thing.
Lowers.
Yeah, I'm still not. I mean, I don't hate turbos. Don't necessarily want to rely on one to go play with the big boys if I don't have to. But when you watch like Cletus and them, and they struggle to get a big blower car to do the things they want it to do, and you see how much success they have with twin turbos and stuff like that, because I get it. The blower is kind of like a carburetor. You kind of set it, and that's what you got. You can't adjust it on the fly. Whereas the turbos, they can adjust the turbos with the wastegate.
Yeah.
And especially they don't have. It's not like the old turbos where you had a single spring that you put in it, and then that's what you got. They can set a lower spring to have a minimum boost level, and then they have that hydraulic the hydraulic thing they put on the backside of the spring to basically force the spring stay open longer.
Variable.
Huh?
Variable vane geometry.
I don't know. It's something that the computer controls that pushes hydraulic pressure on the backside of the spring.
Yeah.
To push the to allow it to build more boost. I don't believe they have a wastegate on superchargers. I don't know how they would actually be able to do it, especially since the supercharger literally sits on top of the heads. There's no real way to stop the boost from going in the engine. I mean, I could be wrong. I am not saying that I am 100% right on that, but like literally,
Never heard of a bypass in any kind of a blower.
Yeah, when you literally have the blower feed right off of the crank, and then the blower literally sits. I mean, maybe now get me wrong. Maybe one of the Pro Charger setups, where you have basically it's a belt driven turbo. I can see maybe there. They're having a blow off valve, because you do have that tubing that goes up into the before it reaches the throttle body, because that's still
the air filler.
Right, because I mean that's still a throttle body intake that has to have a charge pipe to it. Regular superchargers, like a root style supercharger, they don't have the supercharger is after the throttle body. Most of the time it's the throttle body, then the supercharger. If I'm correct, I do believe I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the big old school, like
any blower mounts on top of the intake.
Yeah, which I think the
after the fuel charge.
Yeah, the Ford ones for the Coyotes, that's still a intake mounted supercharger. It's a low level. It's a low one, like the one that they have on the 6.0s.
Yeah, low profile.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Hellcats.
Yeah, the Hellcat, the Ford, Chevy, and Dodge are all using that intake style blower. Sits in between the heads. I don't think really any of them are using a Pro Charger style setup. I know that they did way back when. I think Ford's Mustang, the early Mustangs, when they were using superchargers, I think that was a Pro Charger style setup for their prototype cars. Pretty sure that they used.
I know the '89 Mercury Cougar I had a 3.8 supercharged. It was a root style model on top of the engine.
No, I'm talking older. I'm talking mid to late 60s. Not production.
Old.
Yeah, old. I think that they had a Pro Charger style supercharger on those. because there was the Ford Mustang that was built for the executive. I think it got lost a while back, and then they found it. They were using that for prototype racing before it got retired and lost. Oh, we got Pilot. He's joined. He was Trump rallying.
I'm firmly convinced that electricity really has three main purposes in our lives.
Well, one of them's to feed this live stream, but that's another point.
What that in necessities as far as like lighting. You got to light, like you light the motherboard, light the screen, lights to see with. The second would be any kind of refrigeration or air conditioning.
You don't have any mechanical version of that?
You may.
I mean, I would assume that anything that you can run, anything that has a pump, you can run that off of an engine. Anything that runs off an electric motor can be run off of an engine, or an engine or water power. Like a water wheel.
Yep.
So anything that runs rotary in a rotary style direction to create power. Cars, machines. I mean, because they used to all be steam powered way back when, didn't they? You had a big steam, and it would have a big shaft that ran down the whole factory, and then they would have belts that ran off of that shaft that ran down to the individual machines. And then I'm sure there was a clutch involved that would engage or disengage that machine to turn it on and off.
Yep. If you want an interesting watch, YouTube the Singer Building from New York City. They had its own steam. It was a coal-fired boiler, steam-operated power plant for the building itself in the basement.
But I mean, so anything that's rotary, anything that has an electric motor. I mean, I'm not talking, obviously lights and stuff like that, but you can run a generator, create electricity, and use any sort of, like I said, water, steam. Well, water and steam are the same thing. Well, no, you have two different types of water. You got the running water, and then you got, coal to burn, to make steam, to make a boiler, to be able to turn things. Obviously internal combustion engine, whether that's a diesel or gas or hydrogen or any of the other forms. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the EVs have their place. Electric vehicles, I don't think are completely unnecessary, but it's not the only solution, and it shouldn't be the only option. I think they're even trying to turn the trucking industry to EV, aren't they? They got them Tesla freaking. Actually, I think that you don't even want to freaking have the. I think they even want to try to get rid of the. Aren't they even trying to get rid of the actual tractor and just make the trailers themselves powered and autopiloted?
Yeah, they've got some weird concepts out there for stuff they want to do, but
yeah, I think I saw something somewhere about literally a freaking autopiloted self-propelled trailer. Literally loaded up, set at a destination, and it goes. Which would really be at risk for your whole job application. I mean, that would kind of put you out of a job. That'd put a lot of truckers out of a job.
Oh, I'll guarantee it.
Hey, Pilot. NASCAR racing recently, though it has, I wouldn't say the top level NASCAR has my interest again, but definitely the lower tiers. Maybe not as low as hobby stock, but the late models and the stuff like that. Definitely been watching a lot of what is his name? It's Is it Landon? His dad used to race.
Landon Castle.
No. His dad used to race. I started watching his channel when he acquired his dad's race shop and started pulling like the old stuff out and turning it into a more modern shop for his late models and stuff. We can go through and go over YouTube channels too. Yeah, Landon Hoffman. He was one of the drivers that was out Wilkes-Barre too. Not Wilkes-Barre. Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro. He was actually sponsored by I think it's a whiskey company that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a financial interest in. I'm not sure what level of financial interest that is. I'm not sure if it's part ownership or more of just an investor.
He has his own brand.
What is his brand?
You would ask that, wouldn't you?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, thank you. Whiskey River? What was the name of that? Because I know he has a bar with the same name.
Yeah.
Bar and restaurant type thing.
Sugarlands Distillery Company was the name of the company. And as long as this doesn't play, do I have this muted? I can mute that site. Okay. So it's Sugarlands Distillery Company, High Rock Vodka. Yeah, it's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s vodka company.
He's got a beer brewery.
Yeah, this is Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s vodka company called High Rock Vodka. And it's through the
Tater juice.
Yeah. But if you have a chance, Landon Hoffman, here I can probably post a link to his channel in the chat. He's a late model driver. And it's in his family. But he restored his dad's race shop from the late 80s, early 90s. And brought it back to being an active race shop. And I do believe he's winning the, whatever his division is. He races at a Hickory Motor Speedway. Is like his home track.
Right.
But yeah, so I think he's winning that series. I think he won or is winning or was winning that division. But apparently Kyle Busch just blew up. Isn't that the second week in a row?
Good.
Pretty sure that I heard that he missed a shift potentially, and that's what blew up his last engine. But I digress, because apparently those cars have so many freaking issues. These new cars that they have.
They're ridiculous. Biggest issue, yeah, it's the damn thing's catching on fire.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick just freaking was driving around. We had a good fucking race, and his car just fucking catches on fire.
Caught fire last week.
If you follow Kevin Harvick at all, he has complained about these new cars from as far back as testing. I've heard several drivers. I've heard several drivers really being adamant about how hard the hits are in these new cars.
They put Kurt Busch out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that they're especially hard on the driver during accidents.
Especially side impact.
That, I mean, if you just looked at them, they fall apart so quickly. And apparently they only have 5 minutes to fix it, or it can't go back out on the track. That was one of their new rules they have now.
6 minute clock. They started that last year, and then
I think that's ridiculous. I mean, that was half the fun.
10 minute clock for the thing.
Right. I mean, but that was half the fun, watching these guys freaking patch these cars back together just to go out and be able to get an extra 2 or 3 laps to get ahead of the, in points for the other people that were in the accident. I mean, no, you may not be on the lead lap anymore, but just to freaking limp it around long
And
enough
they had to
to
make minimum speed to even be on the track. So if they couldn't do that, they went back to the garage anyway.
right. But like I said, I mean, it's just enough to be able to get a couple laps, just enough to get themselves, higher up in the running order than the other people that went out. Just so that way they can get points for the season. But then again, none of that matters anymore. That whole point system doesn't matter because it's not a matter of how many points you rack up in a season. They don't care about that anymore, and it's frustrating. I don't like that part of the racing anymore. I don't like the fact of, oh, you get a major amount of points just by winning the
You're the regular season champion. Congratulations. You earned 15 extra points going into the chase.
But even the whole points, the things I've seen in the chase points anymore, even from when, like, Gordon lost that final, that championship that he should have had, that Jimmy Johnson won when they first went to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
You bust your ass all freaking season, and it means absolutely freaking nothing because they wiped the slate clean.
Yep.
So why should you bust your ass the rest of the season? You get one win under your belt. Why should you try any harder? Because you only need one win to fucking get into the championship, and then once you're into the, then you can freaking try.
When you're in.
So like it makes no sense. Like, go wipe all that shit out. Go back to the way it used to be, where every freaking position counted, every point counted, and where every race mattered. I mean, yeah, if you got one that runs away, okay, it runs away, but he earned it. Because he can still end up fucking up the last couple of races and everybody else catch him. But if he has a good season, he has a good season. Or she. And the same with the races. These competition freaking cautions, what? Is it like, they break it up into what, 3 parts?
Depending on like the race,
that's annoying as well. Like just let them go. Let's see what time it is, because Jess has.
You're running 3 or 4 short races in the middle of a big one.
Yeah. I mean, that may work for like short track racing. But I don't know.
Boring.
I would much rather just see. I'd much rather just see them race. I mean, yes, the field might get stretched out, but you know what? You'd probably have less of these big freaking accidents that take out half the field. You'd probably have, much better competition. I mean, and that's the other thing. I mean, I don't know how to solve this one because of the freaking big companies dumping a crap ton of money into the race cars. I think that was the whole point of doing these new cars, was to stop that. But it made racing better when the car when they had a bigger gray area, to where it wasn't just the driver out on the track, to where it was also having a decent team to create a decent car. But we have to have this participation trophy bullshit where everybody's got a. I mean, like, no, I don't want it to be to the point to where it's pay to win, to where whoever's got the most money is going to have the best car, like F1. But like I said, I don't know how to.
It's called racing. May the best one win.
Yeah, but I don't.
It's an origin porn set. Everybody gets a turn.
But the thing is I also don't want it to be who's got the most money wins. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, nobody builds their own car anymore in the top tier.
Well, I don't think. Yeah, I think that. I mean, they didn't all the way back. What, the Holden Mahmoudi cars, where you'd go and fucking rent a car for race day. You know, Holm and Moody built a bunch of cars, and you know, you rented a car. They handed you a car. You threw your stickers on it. And you went racing. I mean, that was all the way back in what, the 60s? Maybe even further back, maybe the 50s. So I mean, it's been like that all the way back when.
Take exit 1A.
If you can't afford to build your own car, then you would rent one. But yeah, I don't know. That's part of what lost my interest in stock car racing, was it just got too far away from.
It's not a stock car no more.
Well, yes and no. I don't think it ever really was a stock car since like the 60s, but yeah. Actually, no, I lied.
Even
I
back then,
lied.
they still had to use some stock frame components.
Right, but it's
Now
funny.
they don't do shit.
Did you ever hear the story about the Ford Taurus? And how they pulled the wool over, how the race teams pulled the wool over NASCAR's eyes when it came to creating the Taurus stock car?
Continue on I-35.
Not completely.
Okay, so I think it's Stapleton, I think is the name of the channel that I follow. Give me a second and I'll look. Maybe I'll have to look it up this way. Let's see. Where's my history? There it is. How far back do I gotta go to one of his videos? But he talked to I think it's the guy who did Rusty Wallace's team. But he talked to them, and one of the cars, they actually still have the Ford Taurus car that they gave NASCAR to make the Taurus body off of. And they modified the crap out of that car. So it was supposed to be a stock Ford Taurus, right? And they apparently cut the trunk and all that up, because you know the original Ford Taurus, the back, the trunk lid sloped downwards away from the rear window, right? Kind of looked like some fat ass sat on the back of the car. But the car that they gave NASCAR to build that car, here's that channel. Put that down in chat there. Let's see if I can find that. But the car that they gave absolutely looks ridiculous. All right, let's see. Let me make that big. I want to go through that. Skip that. I'm going to put it up here on the screen here for a second. As soon as I can.
You're on low beam, you moron. Trust me, I will win this fight.
Come on, give me the damn thing. Stupid fucking ads.
Yeah, it's becoming more prevalent every day.
What?
All the ads across YouTube about every 30 seconds.
Well, especially on their third-party apps like Hulu, not like Hulu, but like the Amazon Fire Stick and the Roku and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. But if you watch it on your computer, there's nowhere near as many ads. Or on your phone even.
The biggest issue I've seen in the phone is the ads you get that you can't skip no more.
Yeah. And the
gotta
thing
let
is,
it play all the way through.
I'm nowhere near putting that many ads in my videos. And like I'll even watch my own videos. I know where the ads are in my videos, and there's like twice as many ads than what I get credit for. I mean, we'll go into that here in a second, but it is absolutely ridiculous how horrible my freaking ad revenue, yet there's 3 times the amount of ads in the video. Okay, so here's a stock Ford Taurus, right? Don Miller is the guy that I'm referring to. I'm not sure what teams he worked for. Yeah, Penske. So it was Penske. So there is the stock Ford Taurus. As you can see, you see how it slopes down and everything, right? Let's see, work it out to where they're coming out to the car. So this is the car that they modified. I mean, where's a nice like backward shot of it? There we go. Look at the back end of that car.
Mm-hmm.
They raised the trunk up so it's flat. You can see the curve of where the rear taillight used to go. They raised the rear taillight up like 6 inches. This was the car that they gave NASCAR to make the
Almost
proto.
like they took half of the LTD trunk, the late gen LTD trunk.
No, that's a
stuck it on the back of the
stock.
car, and then put the
No, that's a stock Taurus trunk. They just lifted it up to where it was level. I mean, if you watch the video, they tell you everything that they did. So they just lift the trunk. They lifted the trunk up to its level. They cut the whole back half of the car off, and then fabricated a trunk and a bumper to fit where the trunk lid sat, and then sent it to Ford. Then sent it to NASCAR, and said, "Here you go. This is what the Ford Taurus is going to look like." And apparently it looked a lot better than. Obviously, it probably looked a lot better than this now. I mean, you can see they show you where the rear window glass is. Trying to find it without having to. Here we go. See how they put this filler piece in to fill in where the trunk the glass was, to make it look like the glass ended there. But yeah, they fabricated all of this to full NASCAR. It's hilarious. I know that you can't see this, but you'll probably watch this later, Chris.
do anything with a hammer and a block.
Oh, so I mean, you can see it looked like a regular car,
They need rollers and a brake.
and especially since these are stock car race teams where they make their own body panels.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, they could fabricate that.
Piece of cake.
But yeah, this is another channel that I watch. If you like old school NASCAR, this guy's channel is freaking awesome.
You have to share that in the chat group.
I did already. It's in the chat.
Well, that makes your messenger chat.
Oh, okay. Because he's been doing a lot of stuff with the exhaust, like the boom tubes and stuff that they used to run. This is the same guy that I was talking about the other week, where the differences between why NASCAR cars don't sound the way they did like even 10 years ago, because they got away from using the X pipes. The X pipe is what made NASCAR sound the way it did from I think the late 80s all the way up until the mid like 2013, 2014. He tours a bunch of old school NASCAR race shops, even ones that have been abandoned and turned into something else. They go back and go look at them. He's found a
I'll
bunch of
definitely
old
check it out then.
original. He's found a bunch of old original stock cars. You know, like literally just like time forgot. You know, kind of they didn't change a damn thing, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Most of the time they don't have the engines and stuff in them, but I mean, you got to figure that once they're done with a stock car, you know, the engine, trans, that kind of stuff comes out of them to get used in something else. But yeah, this channel is pretty freaking cool. They found Daryl Waltrip's car hauler from the late 80s, early 90s, and it was packed.
Hide hauler.
Where is it? It was a while ago. But it was packed full of stuff that like they went and moved race shops and they packed the truck and then never unpacked it. So it was just loaded with all kinds of stuff inside that was like Daryl Waltrip's personal stuff and things like that. Like his personal memorabilia, stuff that he got from fans, and where is that one?
That would be wild.
It was a cool video to watch. They were just, I mean, it was just like a barn find. You know, just random. I think they found somebody's old like motorhome. Yeah, they did. They found Dale Earnhardt's 97, probably the motorhome that he was using when he died, because it was only a 97. Where is the video of him finding the DW truck? The DW truck now sits at his shop though, outside the front of his shop. I've seen it in the background of a few of his videos. Still got the graphics on the outside from the mid to early 90s. I'm just sitting here cruising through this crap. I may not recognize the thumbnail. Because I thought the thumbnail had the DW truck nice and big. Oh, I can't find it. I know they oh, here it is. 1971 GMC, of course, ad. It's an ad in my ad. There it is. It was packed full of stuff. See if I can...
That would be cool.
That's inside of one of the cupboards. So look, just literally packed full of boxes of stuff. Stuff. I don't think I think it was a later video they started pulling stuff out of it. What was that again? I gotta find it again. Here it is. When did they... pull the crap out of it. And in Rockingham. Maybe that was a video when they pulled all the crap out of it. Oh, there's Dale Earnhardt trailer. But yeah, he finds all kinds of cool, like, old NASCAR stuff. And you know, it's basically a trip down history. Trip down memory lane. If you were into 80s and 90s NASCAR, then that channel's freaking awesome. I think he went out and he went to go find a few of the racetracks that were literally abandoned. They're industrial complexes now, and he's found evidence of from when there was a racetrack there, out in like the woods outside of the industrial complex and stuff. It's pretty cool. But that's another one of the channels that I enjoy. That may not be one that you guys know from that series. Man, you guys out there in chat today, am I not giving you guys anything to talk about? I love you all, but you guys are a bunch of gambling addicts. I'm guessing Pilot's still watching the race. Pilot, who's winning? I can't actually. I probably could go over and go look. See, you guys aren't really talking about anything else. Kyle Larson, okay. I'll watch the recap later. I don't have anything to necessarily watch it live, I don't think. And that's the problem is I can't sit here and pay for all of the different subscriptions to be able to watch this stuff live without having cable. I'm tired of subscribing to different freaking streaming services just to be able to watch the stuff that I want to watch. And cable is absolutely ridiculously expensive anymore. I kind of like dirt racing. I think that the failure with the Bristol dirt race was the fact that the cars were not made for dirt. I mean, I think they would have had a hell of a lot better time taking the older NASCAR cars on dirt than these new cars. I just don't think that these new cars, I don't like the new cars. The racing I've seen from them, I watched more of the whatever the lower series racing is. I find that racing a hell of a lot more fun to watch than watching these newer cars. I think the cars that they use in the top tier NASCAR right now, they suck. I don't think that they make good racing. They break in stupid places. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a car get tapped and they're out of the race because the freaking rear suspension breaks. I mean, it's just stupid. I've heard that they're having issues with the rear-mounted transmissions. You got them catching fire because of freaking rubber buildup on the underside of the car. Just I don't know. I just right. I mean, I can't tell you how many cars I've seen go out for that crap. I mean, blown right front tires. Well, that's Bristol. Bristol is absolutely fucking hard on right front tires. And I don't care what generation car you had. But still, you know, the way that the freaking setup is, everything is, they're not going to pit. I need to go get. Oh no, it's only 10. It's 11 that I need to get her up at. A good thing she didn't see that, because I would have woken her up an hour early and she would have been upset. It's 10:50. I need to make sure she's up by. Miss Formy, you're the only one that made it out of that? You're the only one that was in there? Yeah, you're the only one that was in that. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh, excuse me. But as I was saying, alluding to earlier about the ad revenue, I have not made minimum ad revenue in 3 to 4 months. That's how bad it is. I mean, my views have not gotten that bad. It's just, I don't know what's going on, but the ad revenue's just not there. You know, I don't get it. Um, I start making freaking videos and I start putting out videos, and I'm making less money now than I was a year ago when I wasn't putting out videos. Go figure that one out. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that my views have been entirely fantastic on the videos that I have put out. They're doing a hell of a lot less than where I would want them to be. I mean, a few of them are doing quite well, but some of them aren't doing very good at all. I know obviously the one that I just uploaded today isn't going to do anything because it's unlisted. Only a few of you guys have gotten a link to see that video. So watch it while you can, because I don't know how long it's going to be there. I'm going to re-edit it and put up a better video within the next couple of days, because that video is mostly done. And by the way, yeah, if you want to help support me and you want to, help keep funding this channel, so that way I'm, because obviously YouTube's not. NOVAtazz.com. There's your link. Buy yourself a shirt. If you guys want something other than shirts, let me know. If you got a design that you think would look cool that is related to our channel, let me know. Because I want you guys to have the stuff you guys want. I mean, if you don't mind wearing NOVAtazz merch, I mean, I could just be facetious and I don't even know if facetious was the right word. But anyway. Narcissist maybe? No, I'm definitely not narcissist. But yeah, that's another way that I can bring in money to help support the channel is the merch. I was thinking of making. I do have a Patreon, but I was thinking of posting stuff there that I don't post anywhere else, and seeing if that's something that people want to do. I don't know. I gotta find something, because YouTube itself is not doing it. A lot of the reasons I'm working Fridays is to pay off what I spent to make the YouTube videos I'm making now, and I can't even make the videos because I have to freaking work the overtime. So yeah, there's that. I don't know. I'm struggling. I'm trying to get this together and to keep making videos and to keep pushing this car forward. I'm hitting up against the wall at the moment. I mean, I have stuff to make content for a little while. There's stuff that I wanted to get that I can't get right now. There was nuts and bolt kit for the interior and the exterior of the TA. I think that's going to cost me anywhere from $300 to $400. That's an eventual purchase. I obviously need to replace the front windshield at some point before I can get it inspected. This is a nice big old crack that goes right up through the driver's side. That was not there when I parked the car. Let's see, what else? I'd like to eventually get a sewing machine so I can finish the interior. I need a. We don't even talk about that. How about just shop purchases? Currently, I am working out of a shop with no air tools. I don't have a welder. I think those are two basic essentials for fabricating anything or doing any kind of body work. And the first thing that I need to do with the Nova once I get it there is body work. There's going to be a lot of body work on that car before it can even start going back together, because there's no point in putting that car back together until the body is at least 80 to 90% there, ready to go back together. So before I can even go get the Nova and start working on the Nova, I need to make sure that I have at least a moderately sized air compressor and at least a stitch welder. Preferably, you know, a lower end MIG welder. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Right now I'm begging. I'm just trying to get enough into the shop to where I can start using the shop effectively. And I mean, granted, I started from nothing 2 years ago. I didn't even have a garage, so I can't sit here and be bitchy. I absolutely love the fact that I have a garage. I just need to now slowly work on filling out the garage with the stuff that I need to be able to run the channel. And those, I think, are the first two necessities, other than tools, which I already had. I think an air compressor and, you know, a get-by air compressor and a get-by welder are probably the next two big purchases I need for the shop, because I don't see me being able to do many projects without those two things. I think without those two things, it's going to make it hard to do what I want to do. Yeah. So, hopefully, I don't know if Chris is coming back or not. He dropped out of service. I'm guessing he's going to be a little bit. But otherwise, I'm going to continue making videos with the models. Why? I've got to stop leaning on the desk. I'm making the whole camera shake. Still can do the the plastic models behind me. Haven't done anything. It's just been sitting there. I literally have not had the energy to do it, not since being sick. And I was really focusing on trying to get this dashboard done, and I haven't been able to even touch that. So I did promise you guys to get a video out, or to work on getting a video out for this week. I did have it done. Obviously, like I said, there was a link to some of you guys of what I already had done. But I found the footage that I was missing, and now I want to redo it. So I'll work on that, get that up and get that out. A lot of ums. Get that up, get that out, and working on getting the TA done. What else is there? I know I got a gift from Jess this week. Not sure if you guys can see it. It is a little baby emerald, which is my birthstone. It's a raw piece and a cut and faceted piece. I've been trying to get an emerald since I was a teenager. They're freaking stupid expensive. Obviously, because they're a gemstone. That's a pretty decent sized one, too. I mean, it's tiny as far as stones go, but that's a decent size for what she paid for it. Oh, so I need topics to keep going, guys. I need communication with you guys out there in the chat to be able to keep a conversation going, because I have nobody up here on screen to conversate with. Get to my drift. Because I'm not just stand up here and no more heists. Talk to me. What are you guys doing out there? You know, what projects are you guys working on? What do you guys got going on? Brad, you still working up at the carny, or are you home now? As for me, have you taken the Firebirds out anywhere? Been ignoring all your projects. Yeah, I've been doing that the last couple of weeks. Not necessarily ignoring them, just too exhausted to work on them. Literally been falling asleep on my freaking couch watching TV while actually actively trying to be awake. Yesterday I was supposed to stay awake to help get Jess off to work last night, and I fell asleep. Bird hasn't been out of the... Why? Take it to the grocery store. Go get some milk. I mean, if I could get my Bird out of the garage, even just to take it down to the gas station and back, I would. But obviously, it's not going anywhere without a running engine. Or wiring in it. Or a dashboard. Otherwise, yes, I would be having that thing out. All the projects have been in the shed, have been the sleds, the plow truck for Dad, and still with the carnival. Head to Georgia. Wow. All the way down to Georgia. I've been building trailers. My partner in crime at the CNC laser where I work, he left for a different job, so I'm the main laser guy now. So with me being the main laser guy, that's basically where I've been stuck. Because we have, let's see, the machines at the shop. We have a Scotchman iron worker. We have a 200-ton punch press, a 400-ton punch press, a 400-ton press that we use for like bending angles. We have a 600-ton press for the same thing. We have a, what is it, 140-inch shear press. And then we have the Whitney CNC laser, which is what I mainly run. Wow. Brad, do you guys run anything at the Bloomsburg Fair, or is that different? Is somebody else doing that? But yeah, so we have all those. We have a corrugator that they don't use anymore. And there's a couple other machines up at the front of the building that they don't use anymore. That used to be part of Fab Shop. Oh, we have a drill press too, but that's just a regular freaking drill press. It's nothing fancy. And we have a computerized bandsaw. No, it's not a bandsaw. It's weird. It's kind of like a metal chainsaw. Or sawing. I don't know. It's weird. It's not really a bandsaw, but it's computerized. It literally feeds in the same a set distance, and it cuts at a set height. Okay, I wasn't sure. But anyway, so I've been stuck at the laser. They've been trying to cut new parts because with them building more trailers, we have to up the amount of parts quantity. So they've been making new programs to try to cut multiple parts at the same time on the same sheet, to try to cut down on the time that we're running things. And then Fridays we fix trailers, because the last Friday, this Friday that we just passed, I did another one of those bottom rail changes where they take the whole bottom part of the whole bottom. It's weird. They call it the bottom rail, but it's the very bottom of the sidewall, and it connects into all of the rails that run across the floor of the trailer, and also the wooden deck of the trailer. And we literally take all of the rivets and bolts out, and we have to jack the ceiling of the trailer up, and also support all of those rails that go underneath of the bed of the truck. And then we beat the bottom rail out with a really big dead blow. And then we got to put a new one in and drill all those freaking rivets, because even though that they're drilled by a machine out on the line, we can't do that once most of the trailer is together. So someone's got to sit there and hand drill every single one of those rivets or rivet holes. Also, because we have to match it to what the parts that are already on the trailer. So like all of the stuff, it's like taking a body panel off of a car that has spot welds. You know, when you put it together, there's no holes. It just, the machine comes in and makes an electrical current and welds the two parts together, whatever. But when you drill it out, when you drill out the spot welds, when you put the new panel in, you know, you got to drill out new spot weld holes, because, you know, the welder you have at home doesn't work like the spot welder they used at the factory. So it's kind of the same similar concept. I mean, you got to go out and you got to drill all of those freaking holes out, put the rivet in, and you got to freaking, they either got to buck or press every single one of those rivets individually. Like I said, on the line, they do it, you know, they have a press that will press 100 rivets at the same time if it's on the sidewalls. When that comes down the line, they have a press that literally presses all of those rivets at once. And once when you got to fix a trailer, you don't have the ability to put it through that press anymore. So you got to do them all by hand. Which is, for the smaller rivets, you have a person with an air hammer on the one side, and you have a person holding a piece of freaking like a metal, they call it a buck bar, but you have a person on the inside that holding a giant, a pretty decent sized piece of metal against the rivet on the inside, and I'm shaking the screen again, that holds against the rivet on the inside, and then the guy on the outsides with the air hammer knocking the rivet into that piece of metal. And I'm not sure if he counted the rivets going down the side of a box trailer. That's a lot of rivets. I think to do a bottom rail change, it's almost 8 or 9, at least an 8 or 9 hour job with several people on it at once. Yet that part takes like 45 minutes to put on at the factory, on the line. Just because of how much you have to take apart. And then the fact that is the whole side of the trailer. You know, you have to not only beat it out, but then you got to try to feed that back in behind the sidewalls, but in front of the supports for the wall. So it's got like sidewall, bottom rail, And then you got the big support rails that run from the ceiling to the floor. They got to go under that, but then it's got to go up over top of the floor and all the way up against the rails that run underneath of the floor. And you got to squeeze it all in while the whole rest of the trailer is still together. I wish I could film it, but obviously they won't let anybody film inside their, trade secrets. But yeah, ever watch somebody change out a bottom rail? It's impressive. Like I said, it literally takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we had a crew of like 9 or 10 guys and gals, and it still takes a whole day, a whole work day to change out a bottom rail. They have one trailer out there that needs both top rails and a roof. Literally both top rails and a roof need to be replaced. Because somebody ran it. I think they ran it into the skirt bay. Yeah, I think they ran it into the catwalk in skirt bay. Because I think I'm not sure how it worked. They ran it into something. No. Was that the one that... No, we had another trailer where somebody took the wrong trailer, ran it into something, brought it back, said they had the wrong trailer, grabbed a different trailer and left that one, and it's all fucked up. They ran into a sign or a traffic light pole or something, and we got to fix that one too. So not all of them are stuff that we break or don't do right. But yeah, if the trailer has any defect, whether it's a gapped rivet or some of the electronics aren't working or something to do with the brakes aren't working, it gets sent through the full line, and then it gets brought back in on a Friday or a Saturday, and they find the problem and fix it before it can go out the door to the customer. I mean, a lot of the stuff is pretty routine stuff, like some of the lighting circuit doesn't work because it got pinched in something when the trailer is being assembled, or some of the electronics are just bad from the company that we get them from and don't work right, so we have to we have to replace them. Like the airline system for the brakes, that's all made in-house, so sometimes those connections aren't perfect and they have an air leak and you got to find it and fix it. There's different things. When you have how many people assembling a trailer and not all of them have actual mechanical background, and they're underneath of a time crunch to get their section done in a certain amount of time, you're bound to have things that aren't perfect. And it's up to the quality people to catch it before it goes out the door so they can get fixed. And right now we have quite a bit of trailers that are out in the yard that need rework, is what they call it, rework. Where they need to get brought back in and fixed. Sometimes it's just a scratch, like a scratch in the paint on the sidewalls, or, somebody's rivet gun jumped off the rivet and, nailed the panel and it needs to be fixed. Sometimes it's simple, sometimes it's big, like replacing a whole bottom rail. But yeah, that's what's been keeping me busy on Fridays, is needing the money, so working the overtime to do that. Because, it also doesn't help the fact I lost a whole paycheck a couple weeks ago when I was out sick. Literally, whole paycheck. And then I come back from work, come back into work, and the first paycheck after I come back into work, that one was short too, because they took double the insurance. They took the week before's insurance when I was out sick, and they took that week and they stuck it all in one paycheck. And I have never had more expensive insurance in this place. So it was a pretty significant chunk of my paycheck. You know, on top of child support. But, alright, guys. I am running out of things to talk about. So I think I might call it here and help get Jess off to work. And catch you guys in the live stream chat and Facebook during the week. And you guys up here on the podcast next week. So, have a good night. Thanks everybody for joining. I think we lasted, it's a good 2-hour live stream. So, have fun. Be safe. And hope to see you all here next week. Alright. Peace out.